So I work for ABB E-Mobility, and I'm a project manager in the interoperability team. And my responsibility is basically the Formula E project. And there I do everything from the technical support to all the project management, arranging the crew on site, doing all the discussions with the team members, and that's basically in a nutshell what I'm doing.
Yeah, so ABB are obviously a total partner, but they're a lot more than that. Do you want to explain a bit more the involvement within Formula E that goes beyond just being a total sponsor?
Yeah. So it's now the first year that we are an official charging partner as well. But before that, ABB was already the title sponsor. We still are. We are also providing additional equipment for them, so UPS systems. We have a monitoring system for the energy that's being consumed on the venue, so they can even improve their consumption during the whole venue. So ABB is involved in a lot more things than just the chargers we have over here.
And the charging, is that developed over the years since the early days? And what sort of charge units are we using now, and what's they bring to the track, and what's the benefits for the teams?
So what we have here is an ABB charger, which we developed basically together with the Formula E and the teams. And we're using all the technology we have with our road chargers. So if you have an electric car, you probably go to public charging stations, and often you find there an ABB charger. And all the knowledge we gained there, we basically put in this charger. So the teams have a really safe automotive grade charger. What they were using with the Gen 2 area was a completely different charger. It was not using the automotive standard, so they needed to wear safety gloves, safety gear, disconnect the battery from the vehicle, and connect basically the charger to the battery, and they were not allowed to touch the car and anything during the charging period. And now with this charger, because it's the same socket as what you would find in a normal electric car, it's the CCS2. It's following all the safety regulations, and so they can even during charging work on the car. So it's not limiting them anymore.
Okay. And did I see that you can charge both the cars now off one unit? Whereas was it in the past that you used to have to bring two chargers for the cars?
Yeah, so to basically reduce the footprint in their garage, we indeed build a charger that can handle both vehicles at the same time. So it's a 160 kilowatt charger with a dual outlet charging both cars with 80 kilowatts.
Okay. And how do you take these around to the tracks? Because obviously, there's some sustainability questions on how we move freight and actually, that part of the carbon footprint. So how does that fit in with the whole picture of being sustainable for the future?
Yeah, so we try to make it as environmentally friendly as we could. And that's also why it's only one charger. That also reduces the need for travel and all that kind of things. What is really important, I think, is that the teams now handle the chargers themselves. So it's really their property.
Okay.
They bought it. They handle it themselves. They install everything themselves. So our crew is not involved in installing or anything. So that makes it also for them easy to...
So they take it with them around the tracks, and you're just there to provide any help and support?
Yeah, so if there's a problem, they can give us a ring, and then we are there to support them, basically. We also have this unit and the other unit that is a spare. So if there's something we cannot solve within 30 minutes, we just swap the charger, and then we fix it here on a less busy place, and then they can use it again.
Are they fairly reliable? Do you have any problems?
So we had quite some challenges in the beginning, but it was also a new car. We were new in this. It's the first time ABB is involved in a race environment. So we had to learn, the teams had to learn. Also the battery manufacturer is new, so they had to learn a lot. And if I have to say, during the season, it improved so much. So we were just talking about it this morning, that it's a bit of a boring race at the moment.
Yeah.
Because everything is working really well. So that and that's basically what you want.
Yeah. And did I see that there's a deal with Porsche to develop technology for a partnership? Can you talk a little bit more about that? Or
work closely with Porsche indeed. So not only with the Formula E team, but also with the Porsche manufacturer.
Yeah.
So they are using a lot of ABB chargers, and here we sponsor them a bit. I know.
How much energy do these use on average on the weekend then? So what sort of energy output do these give out?
Yeah, that's a good question, to be honest. Because it varies per race a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what you know about the cars, but they at the moment have a 50 kilowatt hour battery, and for every race they determine how much energy the teams use during the race. So for this race they reduced it quite a lot, so they only have 27 kilowatt hours available during the race to make it more interesting and more challenging. Because what I understood last year, they had too much energy basically,
Yeah.
so they could drive flat out the whole race, which
Right.
is a bit boring.
Yeah.
So and that's really also the goal, to make the races interesting. They cannot lead the whole race because then you consume too much energy.
Yeah.
So there is really a strategic behind it, because you need to do energy management, because else you don't. Yeah.
And is that monitored from the charging unit? So can like the FIA
No,
see how
that's,
much, or is it a team thing that they individually?
Yeah, it's a team thing what they individually do indeed,
Yeah.
and the FIA can see it on the vehicle
Yeah.
side. So there's a controller from
Control
the
on the
FIA
car.
in the car, and then the FIA can monitor basically what the teams are doing.